guys, it's Randy and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are back with another Wind Down Wednesday. Wind Down Wednesday is basically my time just come on here and chit chat with you guys while drinking my favorite wine, either by myself or with some guests, which I hope to have in the next coming episodes. So as you can tell from the title of this video, this Wind Down Wednesday is discussing moving to another state alone. So if you know me and my journey, I moved last year to Houston, Texas all by myself. Actually, almost 2 years ago. That was 2019. Wow. And it was kind of a lot. So I get asked a lot of questions about, why I came back and what's it like to move by myself. So I decided, why not turn this into a video? So before we get into the topic, let me bring out the wine we're going to be drinking today. If you know me, you know I love Stella. My first Wind Down Wednesday was featuring Stella, so I had to bring it back. We're going to be drinking the Stella Blueberry flavor. It's sort of new, not really, but I haven't had it on this channel yet, and I already had it, so let's get started. I'm going to pour it up, and then we'll dive into it. That is so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh. That felt so good, y'all. Alright, so basically what I did was write down just some key points that I want to talk about because of the fact that I've gotten this question a lot, and I usually talk to people who DM me or text me because, I mean, it doesn't bother me to talk about my situation or like advice to them if they want to do it. So hopefully this video will help the people that I know, but also others out there thinking about moving to another state, even if it's super duper far or even another country. Honestly, this will apply to it all. So before I jump into the topics, I kind of want to give a background story on me and like my journey-ish, I guess you could call it. So I graduated college in May of 2019 and I moved to Houston, Texas like the first week of June 2019. So the way things happen is that when I was younger, about, I say like 14, 15, I went to Houston to visit a cousin of mine that moved there with her family. And honestly, it kind of felt like a movie. So we were driving. I remember we drove there and I woke up and we were already like in the city limits, so you could see all the big buildings and everything. And it was like as soon as I saw that, I just saw my life there. Like I saw Houston in my future. And ever since that moment, I kept telling my family, like, I'm going to move here because I had a cousin there. I was like, I don't even have to have a job. Like, I'm just going to go. She offered to let me stay with her until I got on my feet. So it was just written in my, like, plan to move to Houston since, like, 14. So I basically didn't even, like, hesitate. I had been applying to jobs for a really long time since, like, January before graduation. But if you are a newly graduate, or even if you've graduated and you understand this process, it is not always the easiest to find a job in your field. Okay, they want you to have like 2 years experience for entry level, but it's like my 2 years are what I learned. So like, give me a shot, But anyway, so I didn't have a job at the time of graduation, but I was still moving. Like the plan was still set in stone. So I had my leaving, like graduation, moving away party the end of May. Yeah, the end of May. And then that first week of June, I want to say it was like June 4th, to be honest. I could probably find the date, but we're going to go with June 4th. I know it was like the first couple of days, single digits. I packed up and me and my cousins and all of us, we drove to Texas and brought my car and all my things. So I was in Texas for about a year. Yeah, like pretty much a year. It was maybe like 11 and a half months. But unfortunately, the pandemic did hit while I was in Texas. And I was actually working 2 jobs. I was working at a radio station and then I worked part-time at the mall. Like, the mall was kind of my way of meeting people, to be honest. I used that to my advantage. But I lost both of my jobs when the pandemic hit, and I was kind of in the house, and I just didn't know what life was taking me. I had not had the position that I really wanted in radio, but I mean, I was happy to be there, but it wasn't where I saw myself. So it was kind of hard to see if, like, media was still the industry that I wanted to be in. Like, it was just so many questions that I had for myself. And so I started thinking, why not just apply everywhere? Like, don't focus on Texas. Even my mom was like, you can always go back. Like, just apply everywhere for right now if, you really want a media job to see if you love it. So I applied everywhere and I ended up getting positioned back in my hometown of Charleston. It was a lot, but people do ask me, like, why did I leave? And I honestly can say it had nothing to do with my experience. Like, I mean, it was really hard. And if you know me personally, like, well, not even know me personally, because only a few people know how hard I used to have it. But I wouldn't trade anything for that, because I definitely miss Texas still to this day. And, you know, maybe I'll go back. But just, it wasn't written in my plan to stay there. I will say that. All right, but now let's get into some tips that I have for anybody who's thinking about moving, you know, alone or to another state, just starting over in general. Okay, so my first tip is set a goal and make plans. So I say this as like, more so, you know, you have to have the idea. So like, set a goal for yourself to either have a job when you move, you know, reach out to X amount of people when you move, X amount of applications a day into that state. I was like seriously applying to nothing but Texas jobs from like January 2019 up until after I graduated in May 2019. So I had a goal, and I really wanted to make that happen. So I had plans. Like, I planned out when I was moving. I planned out all the things that I needed. I planned out, you know, how many jobs I was applying to a day, just to like set that goal for myself. I mean, it didn't work out for me, obviously, but I would have rather said that I tried than I didn't try at all and I didn't really have plans. I just got up and went. You really got to have a plan, because moving to a new state is a lot. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have family to stay with, but even with family, like, they kind of had their niche, and I was new. Like, I didn't have my parents, I didn't have my friends. So even though I had a cousin and, you know, her kids, it's not the same. So I will definitely say set a plan. You got to have your ideas and things lined up beforehand, and don't think I mean, some people can go out on a whim and just go for it. I personally do not suggest that. You just never know what could happen. And I'm a planner about everything. I organize my entire life. So I say plan accordingly, you know, like for real plans that you know you're going to act upon. Another thing or advice or tip, I guess I said, is that you need to prepare to grow in every way possible. So when I say prepare to grow, I mean, like, when I moved, so like I said, I didn't have any friends, any family. When you move to a new state by yourself, you have no one that's your comfort zone. Okay, so like, granted, yes, I will say I did have family, but that was not my comfort zone. I had not ever lived with them. You know, I hadn't seen them in years. So, I mean, I only saw them like once a year, but it's just, your comfort zone is like your friends, your family, like your parents, the apartment you lived in, your school campus, because you're so used to that. So you're going to be taken out of that, and you really have to understand what to do, you know, like in that moment. So I grew spiritually. Like, I really got closer to my religion. You know, I was focused on my relationship with that, and it was just it was kind of brought me my peace, I will say. Like, I found my center. I grew physically. I started working out. Just because there was nothing to do, it's kind of like, do all the things that you'd always planned. I started my YouTube when I was in Texas, so I grew there. I'll say emotionally and mentally, you grow stronger because you realize what you can handle. I have been through a lot. Like, growing up, I've been through a lot, and even now I go through a lot, but moving by myself was one of the hardest things, because of the fact that I had to really show myself, like, you can do this by yourself. I didn't need my friends there. I didn't need friends to go out and hang out with. I didn't need my mom or my dad for every little thing. Even though I didn't always need them, but it was nice to have that comfort. When you move, it's kind of like you're doing this do or die for yourself, honestly. And so for me, I think that's an advantage, just because you really get a chance to learn who you are and like focus on that without all of the distractions. And that's kind of why another big reason why I moved. I really knew I needed that time to really find who I was. So you'll definitely do that. All right, another tip or advice is try new things and experience the city. So I'm gonna break that up into. So try new things. I'm saying when you get there already, you need to be willing to go out and about. Okay, if you're fortunate to get your apartment by the time you move, like, have that all ready to go, great, but do not stay in your apartment. I get you don't have friends, but the only way to get friends and make friends in a new city outside of work is going out. Find people that, you know, like to do the same things as you. Join a gym, take some classes. You're gonna meet people in there. I met friends through my sorority. If you're in a sorority or fraternity, honestly, use that to your power. Like, that is the biggest networking thing that you have, so use it. What else did I do? Go out to a bar by yourself. Go out to eat by yourself. Just go to all the places that you enjoy, so you meet people who also enjoy those things, and they may become friends. Social media is a blessing. I mean it's a blessing and a curse, but in this aspect, it's a blessing. Find people that live in that city. I faithfully did that, and I was DMing random girls. I was like, she looks fun, she looks cool. Hey girl, how you doing? You want to hang out? I just moved here. Bam, I made friends just like that. I also had people, you know, from the same state as me move. If you find somebody who is just as uncomfortable in a new setting as you guys can be instantly friends, because in that moment, y'all have a common bond. You're new. Explore together. You may not stay friends with that person, but that is perfectly fine. It'll help you, you know, step out and explore, and you'll meet people with that person that you may become closer to. So do that. When I say explore the city, now that's separate. You can both explore the city, like I said, you know, when you're there. But another topic or way I want to say explore the city is before you decide to move somewhere. Go to this place by yourself. Do not go with your friends. Going any place with your friends, that city is going to be great and amazing. You're going to love it. You need to go by yourself for like a week and just drive around, explore the city, look at apartments, look at jobs, look at whatever you need to look at to really see like, can I see myself living here? Like, for real? Because if you don't really get that moment to experience and explore it, you're not going to know what that city is like by yourself until you visit it by yourself. If that, you get what I'm saying? I feel like you get me. You get me. All right, the next thing is set a date and do not procrastinate. So when I say that, people tweet and text me and DM me all the time about they want to live so-and-so and they want to move to so-and-so and how is it living in a new city by yourself. That's all fun and games, but you can ask me that I had people ask me that in like December 2019, and they're still in the same place they are March 2021. And it's because you really want to move, and you keep saying that you're going to do it. But I get it. You're scared, but you have to do it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to regret not going more than you regret going. Okay? Like, I have to make sure I said that right. I said that right. Yeah, I said that right. You're going to regret not going more than you regret going. So why not just go? So when I say set a date, I feel like you need to go ahead, start applying for apartments, you know, talking to family, whatever it is. But if it's a month, 2 months, even if it's 6 months, you need to have set in stone a date that you plan on leaving where you are to go to that place. Because when you don't do that, and if you're listening to this and you're one of these people who really want to move, and I think you're realizing and clicking in your head, dang, I have been saying I wanted to leave, but I'm still here. It's because when you set that date, that's when you start setting those goals, making the plans, everything to line up so that way that date can happen. If you don't plan it accordingly, that date won't happen. So set that date as your way of like, okay, I need to get stuff going, you know, get rolling, because I got a date I need to make. Biggest tip for the people who are scared and nervous, which you're going to be scared regardless. You can set a date, not set a date. You're going to be scared the whole time, but you got to do it. Okay? Okay. Oh, y'all, this was so good. My last tip of advice. I need you to come real close, okay? Listen real hard. If you've been waiting for a sign,
somebody to come down, or somebody to just wake up from a dream that made you be like, it's my time to move. If you need that sign,
this is your sign. Take this video and take what I'm saying right here, right now, as your sign. Just do it, okay? Because what's happening is you really want to go and you're really scared, and I promise you it is so scary and it's so nerve-wracking, but it will be one of the best decisions of your life. Even me, I had to come back to Charleston, and that was so hard for me, but I'm really grateful because I rekindled with certain friends. I met my boyfriend, so I got to do a lot, and you know, I realized the place in this world that I want to take and things I want to do. But I do not regret moving whatsoever. You can move 50 billion times, especially if you're young and you have no responsibilities, like no kids, no husband or marriage right now. Go live your life, okay? If you want to move, move. Take this video as the sign that you were waiting on, sis, okay? I need you to, bro, whoever is watching, move, okay? If you were waiting on a sign, this video is your sign. Just do it. You won't regret it. Alright guys, so I really hope this Wind Down Wednesday was helpful to anybody who's thinking about moving or even is in that situation and just needed some words of encouragement, advice, whatever it is. Alright, I hope this helped. Before you leave, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Leave a comment with any questions that you may have. I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Everything is strictly based off my opinion, my experience. No, everyone's situation is not the same, and I understand that, but I hope this video is helpful to somebody. But until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video.